Welcome back to Open Source Sad News. It's our final segment with Be-
Aw.
with Becca Brazil, but we'll get her back on the show because she's awesome. Let's talk about social media marketing. There's different ways that you can brand and market, but I think social media has got to be the number one way. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Um, it's just crazy how much reach you can get on social media.
Hmm.
You can get reach for free even at this point. And then there are the ads now that Instagram and TikTok offer, which they used to not offer that. And so you can actually target the right people for almost no money. So I just think if you're not utilizing social media, it's just wild. Like, why not?
It's funny because I have an actor friend. We just had Tiff here in Toronto, and I'm not gonna say their name, but it's funny because this actor, very good actor, actually, good looking guy, works, he does a bunch of stuff, but he was very like anti social media, and I was like, really, an actor? Like, in a way, I respect it, but I just think, how doesn't social media amplify like anything?
I've actually ran into a lot of talent managers recently since I'm working with talent.
Mm,
Um, and the managers, a lot of them don't have social media. And I don't really
mm.
understand it either because I'm like, well, don't you want to get more talent manager? Don't you want to show people what you're doing as a talent manager? I have no idea, but people have their reasons, and I'm not going to knock their reasons. But I absolutely have no understanding of why somebody wouldn't want to utilize social media at this point.
Yeah, again, it's not to be derisive or anything. I just think it
And
elevates everything that you're doing, right? Like, this is I had said this on Threads, like, this is the new social media is the new literature, right? So, what platforms, speaking of literature, what platforms are the best places to consume that literature? What social media platforms do you think are the most useful?
so definitely Instagram is my favorite. I like TikTok. I know that there's a lot of rumors that TikTok might go away or whatever, but TikTok, just the reach on there is wild. It's a little bit less than it was at the beginning. And then I know a lot of people like Threads, right? I think you're doing really well in Threads, Bobby. Of course, Facebook, it's just the oldest one at this point. Like, and you can do a lot of Facebook marketing. Facebook has the marketplace now too. But yeah, I would just say pick one or two of your favorites and focus on those because you can't focus on everything. Of course, LinkedIn is great too, depending on what business you're in. Um, but in my opinion, it's just getting yourself out there, not just trying to sell. Try to get your name out there. Try to talk about the things that you love, and people will relate to you.
Okay, let's do final thoughts here. I mean, you're such a fountain of knowledge, and please follow Becca Brazil on every platform that hasn't even been invented yet, because I'm sure she'll be there. What would you say, like, the best way to sort of like build a brand and a business from the ground up? What would your advice be?
I would say connect with the right people. Start hanging out with people who are visionaries, who are hustlers. You will get inspired. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then just start. You need to start somewhere. Start posting, start researching, create something. You don't need to know what the end goal is going to be because a lot of times you will pivot. It will become a whole different thing. You'll start one business, you might pivot over here, realize that this isn't working, this is working. But if you don't start, you're never going to get anywhere. So
And
just start.
do you think like anyone can do it? Like, anyone at all?
I think anyone can do it. I watched my mom start her own business. She was an immigrant from Brazil, single mom with two young kids, recently divorced my dad. And I was like maybe 4 years old. My brother was younger than me, like three. She created her own business and she didn't even want to be the face, right? Like, I want to be the face. My mom created this without even people knowing really who she is. She did it the old hustler way before social media was a thing. um, but just watching her every single day go after her dreams. Today she has a very successful business, schools all over, including Tampa, Florida, Vegas. San Diego, Irvine, and just seeing her not quit. She had a lot of turmoil creating her business and continued on. Now she's living in Europe,